So between Metacritic, Destructoid, Game Informer, Game Revolution, GameSpot, Game Trailers, Giant Bomb, IGN, PC Gamer, VentureBeat, Touch Arcade, most of the ratings that I see with this game are, excuse me, 84 to 86%, which I think is pretty good. Now, this game is available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was released in 2015. I've been playing it ever since it came out. I think it's a really sweet game. Just like MK9, there are very many similarities. Each character is given 2 fatalities with the exception of a handful who have 3. So in Mortal Kombat 9, you had Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile that had 3 fatalities each, while every other character had 2 fatalities. In this game, pretty much the same thing, except I think Melina was also given 3 fatalities in this game, as with Kitana and Jax. I think those were the only ones that had 3 fatalities in this particular game. Now, there's another version of this game called MKXL, which is basically the complete edition version of the original. And along with some of the new characters who are introduced in this game, so we have Takeda, who is the son of Kenshi. We have Cassie Cage, who is the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. I know, right? You have Jackie Briggs, who is the daughter of Jax. You have Kung Jin, who is the nephew of Kung Lao. We have a guy named Aaron Black, who is like this, he's kind of got this like this Midwestern cowboy type style to him. You know, he's got his hat, got the mask, you know, has his little handgun. You have a character named Kotal Khan, who initially, in a way, I kind of thought that he might have had a relation to Shao Kahn. I might have missed something in there, but that's kind of still unclear to a lot of the fans. You have a character by the name of Farah Tor, which really that's 2 different characters. It's basically a little kid by the name of Farah who is riding on the back of a monster named Tor, so they just combined it and called it Farah Tor. Yeah, it's whatever. We also have a character by the name of Devora. She's an insect-like character. She uses insects as her weapon. I mean, you have to see the story and play the game to get what I'm talking about there. And then we also have a character by the name of Tremor, who is a member of the Black Dragon clan. We also have Triborg, who is basically a robot that's a mixture of the 3 between Cyrax, Smoke, and Sector. And of course, you have all your other original characters. As I mentioned, you have your Sub-Zero, Scorpion, you have Liu Kang, Johnny, Kano, Jax, Tanya, Boraicho, Quan Chi, Raiden. So they're all there. And of course, you have 4 movie characters that they include in this game. So like I mentioned before, in MK9, they had Freddy Krueger. And in this game, they have Alien, Predator, Leatherface, and Jason Voorhees. I think that was pretty interesting. I think the story of the game is pretty epic as well. It has 12 chapters. It's a continuation of the events of Mortal Kombat 9. The start of MKX was basically 20 to 25 years after the events that concluded with MK9. I'm not going to give away too much detail in the story, but I kind of want to hint some parts of it. But I want you guys to to all my true Mortal Kombat fans, I mean, most of you have already seen it. To those of you that are new to Mortal Kombat or just really interested, gamers and whatnot, I suggest checking it out. I'll put a link to the video in the comment section below. You did have some things in here that were kind of new. So for one, Scorpion finally caught up to and killed Quan Chi. There's a long story behind that. You'd have to check out some of the previous games to know what I'm talking about. Instead of Liu Kang and Liu Kang actually he's playable in this game, but he wasn't playable in the story. And if you watch the story, you'll see what I'm talking about. I thought that was interesting there. I just want to throw those couple things out right there. Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung are not present in this game. I think their names are mentioned in the story, but they were killed in the previous game. So the main villains that they're dealing with in this game and the story would be Shinnok and Quan Chi. You can kind of say Devora because she was a sidekick to Quan Chi. And if I had to pick my favorite characters playable in this game, if I took away Scorpion and Liu Kang, because I think those guys are that's a given. I mean, everybody's going to choose them. So take them out the equation. I would say my next personal best characters would be, I'm looking at the roster right now. I would say mine, if I had to pick the top three, I would go with Kitana, Melina, and Goro. Now, I think that Melina's character in this game was actually quite interesting for the simple fact that I thought that she wasn't that good in the other games, especially in the first 8 games. She wasn't good at all. Way too slow. I could see it coming a mile away. Mortal Kombat 9, she was better. They upped her up a bit, so she got a little bit faster, especially the move where she teleports and kicks the opponent in the head. Now, this game right here, she was amazing. This was absolutely, she was at her best. This was the best Melina that they've ever done in the whole franchise. This is who they should have been doing, and this is who they should have kept. She was all right in MK11, which I'll talk about in another video, but she wasn't as fast. So I just kind of want to give you the basics of, it's also a multiplayer, as usual, as most Mortal Kombat games are. It's 2-player. You also have, they did bring back the stage fatalities, aka death traps, with this game. Actually, you know what? Let me change that. There is a difference in the two. I want people to get this. Don't get it mixed up, because I got it mixed up for a bit. There is a difference between a death trap and a stage fatality. The death trap is when they can knock you into a death trap in the middle of the fight, whereas a stage fatality, you can only do it when the round is over or when the match is over and the announcer says finish him or finish her, in which case you perform the combo and you knock them into a pit of lava or knock them onto a group of spikes or whatever it might be. So I think that the game is worth it. Again, available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I'll put the video, I'll put the movie below, the cutscenes, the story. I think it's a game that's worth, I think it's worth playing. I suggest checking it out.